So, today we're in Liverpool at the Western Approaches Tactical Unit Headquarters, or WAR2. This is where, during the Second World War, the command for the Battle of the Atlantic was run. It's a very significant place. It was top secret during the war, and you would have needed one of these to get in. This is a reproduction pass, which basically gets me in. So let's have a look around and see what we can find. Okay, so we come into the Commander-in-Chief's office. Now, the Commander-in-Chief, the period this is set up here, was Admiral Max Horton. He was the first British officer to actually sink a German ship with a submarine in the First World War. And you can see the sort of setup we've got. We've got some nice maps, photos, some books, a couple of comfy chairs, uniform, all the usual bits and pieces you'd expect in a senior officer's office. We've got his desk, complete with large numbers of most secret things on it. I particularly like they have one of the most important items you will ever see in the Second World War from the British perspective. The British forces ran on cups of tea. And I like the fact that there are the 2 cups of tea there. That really emphasises it. But also, given the fact that he was a really keen golfer, there's a lovely touch. There are 3 golf balls in his in tray. And he actually encouraged his officers to try and go out for a few hours a day, and he would go out and play golf to try and just get away from it. And actually, I think to actually also get a feel for what they were fighting for, rather than just remaining stuck in here. So, we have that there. We've got the phones on the desk. You've got one marked not secret, so that would be the everyday phone, and then we've got the second phone. You've then got, as we move through, we come into basically his bedroom, and we've got shoes under the bed, books, plenty of things. We've got a couple of ships, photos on the wall. Very much a naval officer's sort of bed, pyjamas under the pillows, the phone, and if anybody, even today, in the British forces will recognise that style of side table. But what we also have, if I move over to here, is you can actually see down into the operations room. I don't know how well it'll come out with the glass, but we have a good view down. What that means is Admiral Horton, who was a bit of a workaholic, could wander over to the window and actually look what was going on. He can look at the map. Yeah, so it's not just even the bedroom, but from his office as well. And what he actually did, he was apparently regularly seen, stood where I'm stood now, looking out like this. He'd be stood there in his pyjamas, looking and seeing what's going on. With hair all over the place, apparently. He's quite famous for that. So this is where the commander was actually based. I find it unreal to be walking that same bit, standing in the same space, seeing what he would have seen. So this is where the commander would have been. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please click on the like button below so that I know what people like and I know what to make more of. Alternatively, if you've enjoyed it and think you'd like to see more, please click on the subscribe button. That way you get notified by YouTube whenever I bring out a new video. And you never know, there might be something in there that you hadn't considered, because I do cover a variety of things on the channel. And finally, if you have a little bit of cash going, I now have a Patreon account. I'm always looking for patrons, because at the end of the day, let's be perfectly honest, it's a good way for me to get a little bit of money that I'll use to buy review items or to travel to museums and so on. I don't put a huge amount on that. At the minute, all we've got is one tier charging £1 a month, which just, as I said, helps cover my costs. See you soon.